A growing online debate has reignited after several white Americans questioned whether Black Americans made meaningful contributions to science and innovation.
All right, racists, let's talk about the part of history you like to tout the most, Black inventions. And along with those inventions comes the receipts. Racist America has pretended for far too long that Black people haven't created or invented most things, if not every single thing we use daily. They like to pretend that the toolbox of life just appeared out of nowhere, or that it was gifted by some default white guy. Then they act shocked every single time a Black Indigenous American shows up in the patent record. This pattern and history of gaslighting and erasure ends now. So why don't we break the spell with a hit list of under-referenced Black American inventors, whose work you touch, hear, and rely on every single day, whether you say their names or not. This is what I call the not-so-familiar list. James E. West co-invented the electric microphone in 1962. That tiny capsule in smartphones, laptops, hearing aids, and almost every modern mic, brought to you by a Black man, James West. George Edward Alcorn Jr. built the imaging X-ray spectrometer in 1984 that sharpened space and materials research. NASA named him Inventor of the Year. Translation, he built the instruments that actually see what the naked eye can't. Black brilliance. Meredith Gourdine pioneered electro-gas dynamics, devices like incinerated cut smoke and industrial pollution. He engineered the actual physics. David N. Crosswaite Jr., architect of modern HVAC controls for big buildings. He has 39 U.S. patents, some of which include heating systems for Radio City Music Hall as well as Rockefeller Center. So when you visit these places, your climate comfort is running on David's math. Walter Lincoln Hawkins created durable polymer cable sheathing so telephone lines could survive the sun and harsh weather. Otis Boykin designed precision resistors that stabilized consumer electronics and pacemaker controls. George Carruthers invented the far ultraviolet camera/spectrograph used on Apollo 16 to image Earth's atmosphere and interstellar space. When science looked farther, it used George's instrument. Jerry Lawson led the team behind the interchangeable video game cartridge, the truest pioneer to console gaming. Jesse Russell was the key architect of digital cellular systems and base station tech. He laid the groundwork for the networks that your phone lives on. Marian Croak is the holder of 200 plus patents in voice over IP and internet call tech. So as far as internet calling as a service, she operationalized the pipeline. Valerie Thomas, the pioneer behind the Illusion Transmitter 3D image tech at NASA. Bessie Blount Griffin, inventor of the self-feeding device used for amputees and a disposable emesis basin. It's a clinical design that restored autonomy to its users in this country. Then it spread internationally. Alice H. Parker created the 1919 patent for a gas-fired centrally zoned heating furnace. She also planted the seed ideas for modern home heating segmentation. Miriam E. Benjamin, in 1888, created the gong and signal chair, a call button system predating hotel service alerts. The start of push to summon was formulated by her genius. Andrew J. Beard invented the Jenny coupler in 1897, which is an automated, dangerous link and pin rail coupling. His work improved freight efficiency and worker safety. Philip B. Downing created the street letterbox in 1891 with a weather shielding door for mail drop-off. Yes, a Black man created the mailbox. John Stannard. In 1891, he invented the non-electric refrigerator and compact oil stove, the pioneer of non-electric appliances. Richard B. Spikes. He iterated the automatic gear shift and most automotive safety systems. Lloyd Hall. He advanced food preservation, using safer curing salts, using spice sterilization, and antioxidants. He created the industry-level shelf life. So what was the point to all of this? Reality reads like this list. Black Americans were already here, already building, and already creating everything. Designing the microphones inside your phone, the networks under your techs, the heat in your building, the optics in your space science, the cartridges that built an entire gaming industry, the clinical tools that dignify autonomous care, and the dull metal boxes swallowing your mail on the corner. Erasing the creativity and the genius of the original people isn't accidental. It's an act of violence. You can keep pretending you invented everything, sure. Or you can look around, call things what they are, and stop living on lies. Pretending to be superior in technology and a spiritual power you can't even use. The entire world can see the limitations of racists.
In viral interviews and social media clips, some people claim they could not name a single important invention created by a Black inventor, while others dismissed or challenged long-recognized achievements.
Can you name one Black invention? In terms of nouns, like literal things such as the light bulb or electricity or the internet, I can't say I can give you one. In terms of adjectives, I could give you loud, I could give you obnoxious, I could give you incarcerated. You see what I'm saying?
Do you have any more? Maybe actions?
Overweight. The average black woman in America is obese. Overweight, there we go.
180 pounds, yeah. 180 pounds.
Wow.
On average.
Oh my God, I thought it was 160. That was, 160 alone is obese, 180.
So for these whites only communities that are starting in Arkansas and Missouri, when you say no blacks allowed, that's fine, but just make sure that it also includes black inventions. So a couple of things that I don't want to see in these white only communities. If you're going to have a house, no home security system, okay? Just get you a German Shepherd and have him protect y'all. No home security system, okay? That was a black invention. Only stop signs in the white-only communities. I don't want to see no traffic lights. Black man came up with that. Only stop signs for you guys. I don't want to see your little racist children playing with super soakers or eating peanut butter. Black and black, okay? Jelly sandwiches for your little racist kids. Only jelly, no peanut butter. No potato chips. I don't give it. You better pack celery in their lunch bags. No potato chips. If you need to dry your clothes, use a clothesline, okay? You are not allowed to use a clothes dryer. That is a black invention. If there's a fire, a bucket and some water, that's what you're allowed to use because the fire extinguisher was invented by a black man.
We must put America first. This is a nation that invented the light bulb, the television, the telephone, the computer chip, the smartphone, the GPS, and even the internet. Basically, we invented everything.
Those comments quickly sparked backlash, with many viewers arguing that such beliefs reflect gaps in historical education rather than historical fact.
Now see, that's what happens when you don't go to school. You get a little ignorant, blonde-haired, blue-eyed bimbo that's going, when the man asks, can you name an invention that black people did? Yeah, KFC, twerking, and being loud. Be fucking smart ass. Well, let me enlighten your stupid ass onto some of the inventions that black people have invented. Let's see, we can go with the escalator. We can go with the elevator. We can go with the roller coaster. Central heating. Plasma transfusion. Black doctor. The super soaker. The video game. The stop sign or stop light. The gas mask. The ironing board. Mobile refrigeration. So that is just some. GPS, the internet, peanut butter, bleach. And I know, the plumber's wrench, or as these racist fools would say, the monkey wrench. Who invented that wrench was Jack Johnson, the heavyweight champion of the world, invented that pipe wrench, plumber's wrench, that is still used to this day. So we got a number of things that black people have invented, but that lets you know that they don't teach this in high school. They don't teach it at all. They sweep that to the rug. Everybody talks about Edison and the light bulb, but it was Lewis Latimer that came up with the filament that allows the light bulb to work properly. Jack Daniels, the whiskey, was actually made by a black man. But did he get any credit? No. So there are a lot of inventions that black people have made and makes our everyday life better. So, to this blonde young lady, you need to stop saying some ignorant and stupid shit like that, because it really lets you know how smart you are, and you are fitting the stereotypes of a dizzy-headed blonde. Post your comments, let me know what else that you know that black people have invented till this day.
As the clips spread, educators, historians, and content creators began sharing documented examples of Black inventors whose work has influenced everyday life. The response focused on highlighting inventions and innovations that many people use every day, including improvements to traffic signals, home heating systems, refrigeration, blood storage technology, agricultural equipment, elevator safety, and other widely recognized contributions.
We create blues, jazz, rock and roll, reggae, ska. We invent all of that. And to top it off, we invent all the modern that you all use. From the video game cartridge, Henry Lawson, huh? We got the pacemaker, Otis Boynton. We have the Dr. Bath, who created the laser eye surgery. We have Dr. Gladys, who's still alive, who's almost 80 years old, who created GPS. We have the guy who created the algorithm for Instagram, who's a 21-year-old Ghanaian kid. We've done all this. Then the internet was discovered by a Nigerian guy in the 80s. Like, we've done all of this innovation, even though we've been on.
People don't talk about all the great things white people have accomplished. 97% of inventions were made by Europeans. And there's actually a website, when they say like the traffic light or peanut butter was invented by black people, there's like a website that like fact checks these black inventions, and you look deeper into it, and usually they're all from white people that they might have added something, or it was like completely stolen. So why are we not taught about that?
Wow, there's a site debunking black inventions?
Yeah, I forgot the name of it right now, but they didn't even invent peanut butter. So I don't think they've invented anything, actually.
I'm going to share a couple of videos with you.
Just take the pins you need and you're good to go. For ponytails, pigtails, or space buns or normal buns, we got you covered.
That's one.
I put 4 in to show what it looks like. You can also use these with logs. I like to use them if I'm wearing a low ponytail style, so it keeps it secure. I think the cutest style to wear with these is low buns or high space buns. They just look super cute. I created these magnetic hair clips.
That's 2.
This hair hoop, whether your hair is thick or thin, you'll likely want to do a twist or even a braid in your hair before securing it in a low tension hold.
It's 3. Got one more.
I created magnetic hair clips as an effective tool to hold all hair textures into low tension styles. Clips range in different sizes from extra small to large. Inner shape diameters range from 1.5 inches to 4 inches. The first way to put on magnetic hair clips is for low tension wear. Form hair into desired ponytail placement, connect right and left click to secure your style.
What you have just seen is an example of a white woman stealing a black woman's idea, and now is going around claiming that it's her own, even though her marketing looks exactly like the black woman's marketing, down to the lo-fi music. Now, if you look at the dates, Brie Rome's stuff came out in September of last year, and her Kickstarter video came out in February of this year. And those hair hoops came out 5 days ago. With that said, let me leave you with one more video.
But it also comes to the question, why did I really design magnetic hair clips? Me and hair ties and claw clips we're not compatible. I can't begin to count the amount of hair ties I lost or broke. When it comes to having thicker hair, hair ties are just not the most reliable hair accessory. I wanted to create a clip that will not only effectively hold my hair, but also just would not break on me. I spent a lot of time and thought into making this, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Many also pointed out that numerous Black inventors worked during periods of segregation and discrimination, making it harder for them to receive recognition or profit from their ideas.
If you're really committed to being a racist in this country, you can't unsee what I'm about to show you. You might want to start checking Amazons for blankets, because this gas furnace behind me, You don't get to have one of those either because that was invented by a black woman named Alice Parker around 1920. She received a patent on it. Yeah, that's how we stay warm today. I mean, if you love potato chips, they gotta go because a man named George Crumb, a chef in New York, had sent French fries out with a meal and a customer complained. So what did Mr. Crumb do? He sliced potatoes so thin, fried them up, dumped a bunch of salt on them, and sent them out. And that is the American delight of potato chips. They gotta go. Here in the bathroom, Lotta Newman patented the first hairbrush with synthetic bristles in 1898, and she's just the third black American woman to ever receive a patent. Now, I know this isn't going to affect those skinheads very much. In 1892, George Sampson of Dayton, Ohio, received patent number 476,416 for what is the forerunner of the modern dryer we use today. It's going to suck drying your clothes outside. In the late 1880s, Samuel Scottron of Pennsylvania patented the curtain rod. Woo, let's go piss off some white girls. It's going to be really hard to plan racist rallies without a color monitor. Invented by Mark Dean, an engineer at IBM, he is also on 3 of the original 9 patents of the IBM PC that came out in 1981. Did you know in 1897, Albert Crowell in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, developed the mechanized ice cream scoop. You know, the click that separates the ice cream from the spoon, changing the way ice cream is served. And if you're racist and an ice cream lover, it's going to get worse. I told you it's going to get worse. Augustus Jackson, the father of ice cream, pioneered many of the methods we have today to enjoy ice cream, including the way we salt it. Another thing about being a racist, you're going to have to give up the freezer and frozen foods because Frederick McKinley Jones of Ohio, who was orphaned at 9 years old with a 6th grade education, a young biracial boy, grew up to invent Thermo King, which is the reason why we have frozen foods that are shipped and stored in stores and our homes. You got to give up ice cream and frozen pieces? So if you still want to be a racist, there are some things you're going to need to purge from your life. If you would, just put it out on the curb. I'll send some trucks around to pick it up, and we'll go give it to real Americans who really need it. Have a great day.
Others argued that history classes have often overlooked these achievements, leaving generations unaware of their impact.
Except they literally did. In the 1400s, there was this Portuguese guy who was commissioned by slave owners to invent the concept of blackness, and by extension, whiteness. And then there's this French guy who in 1684 published New Division of the Earth by different species or race of man that inhabit it. And then there was this German guy who classified people according to 5 races: Caucasian, Mongolian, Malayan, Ethiopian, and American. And finally, we have Richard Henry Pratt, who is credited with the first recorded utterance of the word racism. Also the person that we have to thank for residential schools. So, you're wrong. White people literally invented racism.
Were you taught in school that George Washington Carver invented peanut butter? You were lied to! This guy is a national hero. In the decades after the Civil War, formerly enslaved peoples across the United States South were experiencing massive homelessness and starvation. These rules, called black codes, were passed or practiced that actively blocked black people from getting jobs and criminalized minor offenses, including homelessness. A lot of people were sharecroppers to try to feed themselves, but they found that cotton and plantation owners had so deeply depleted southern soil that it was basically unusable. So even people farming full-time couldn't feed their families. So along comes George Washington Carver, who devoted his work to solving the problem of soil depletion. And he discovered that certain plants will put nutrients and nitrogen back into the soil. He not only pioneered soil testing, but then he invented hundreds of uses for those plants to boost the southern economy. Our history is so whitewashed that this guy gets to be known as the inventor of peanut butter?
Be aware of this. Black people invented the traffic signal, air conditioning, refrigerator, hearing aid, lawnmower, fountain pen, wrench, clothes dryer. The first steam engine was invented by a black person, but they couldn't patent it because he was a slave. So go to our website, you can check.
If you're really going to be a racist, then you should be a true racist and not use anything or be involved with anything that was invented or created by blacks. Do you want a list? The ironing board, the refrigerator, the baby carriage, the shoemaking machines, the traffic signal, the incandescent light bulb, the folding bed, the mailbox, air conditioning, elevator. You want me to go on?
The discussion has since grown beyond social media, becoming a broader conversation about how innovation is remembered, who receives credit for it, and why accurately teaching history remains important for future generations.